Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I am up in my little bathroom upstairs getting ready for the day today. Today is a very long awaited day for myself anyway. I know I haven't talked a lot about this project here on my channel, but it is a DIY project. It's an organization project. It's just got so many pieces and components to it, but we do need to take a little bit of a trip back. So if you can't tell by the thumbnail and the title, we are going to be tackling my sunroom. This is a project that I knew when we moved into this house would eventually happen, but it's been a very long and strenuous project as well. And if you are someone that loves wood or wood grain look, please don't come for me. I'm going to explain why I chose to paint this room. This room actually is not in great of shape as it might seem. I think on camera it looks so much nicer than what it does in real life. There's a lot of damage to the wood planks that are in this room, and so that was kind of why I put off doing this project for so long, because I knew that if I was going to paint it, it was going to be a rather large project. And I also did debate on leaving it the way that it was, but due to the damage that was done to the wood through some water damage and some other things like that, I just knew that it would look a lot better, a lot more refreshed if I painted it. So the painting project all started out with me picking a really good primer, and that primer was a high bind primer. I absolutely love that. I've used it for other things and it works so well. I'll leave all of the paints and supplies linked below. Once everything had been completely primed, then we were ready for paint, and it did take several coats of paint, but in the end it was totally worth it. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I think my hand almost fell off during the painting process of all of this because it did have to all be hand brushed. So that kind of brings us to today. Today we get to do all the fun part. We get to do the decorating and putting the furniture in the room and the organizing and all of that. So I'm going to finish getting ready and take you all with me through the fun parts, but I also wanted to mention that today's video is sponsored by Proven, which is why I have you here with me getting ready this morning. I did not make very many New Year's resolutions this year, but one of them was my skin. I turned 30 this past month, and that just seems like such a big milestone, especially whenever it comes to caring for my skin. I have not always been the best at caring for my skin, but I wanted to make that a priority this year. Skincare can be so overwhelming, especially for me, and I just wanted something that was easy. I'm a busy mom. I homeschool. I do lots of home DIYs and things that you all see here on my channel. I wanted something that was simple to use and wasn't an entire counter full of products. I wanted basically the biggest bang in the smallest package. So to get all of that, I really think that there had to be some kind of personalization put into that, and that's what Proven brings to the table. It's what drew me to their 3-step system. I don't even have to think about it. They create a personalized skincare system just for me. You can throw the one-size-fits-all approach out the window when it comes to Proven. They create a tailor-made system around my concerns and needs that I am currently dealing with. So to start out, you take their quiz, and it helps you kind of discover your skincare goals and really helps them understand what you're trying to accomplish with your skincare. A few of my concerns, obviously with what I mentioned, were fine lines and just making sure that I'm taking care of my skin as it ages. And in previous years, I have dealt with a little bit of rosacea and things like that. So I was able to communicate all of those needs through taking the quiz. Through the 47 factors in the quiz, they were able to create a system for me that has helped me just get a nice glow. I have seen an improvement in the fine lines in my face and just overall hydration. My skin was so underhydrated and I didn't even realize it until I started using Proven. Proven takes such a deep dive when it comes to creating your own custom system. They take into account things like your screen time. I was completely blown away whenever I opened up my package from Proven and saw that they take into account the type of water that is in my location, in my area, what I'm washing my skin with, the amount of sun exposure I'm gonna have due to where I live, and so much more. I really appreciate how they take into account that your skin needs might change. So as they change, you can voice those concerns and your skincare can change with you. Something I noticed right away is just the amount of product that you are sent. It definitely is going to last me a long time, and you can adjust how often you get your shipment of skincare. Whether it's 6 weeks or 12 weeks, you can make it work for you. Best of all, you guys are gonna get an amazing code. I was able to ask Proven to get your own personalized system put down to $99 using my code and the link that you can find in the description box below. Thanks again to Proven for sponsoring today's video. Now we're going to get into our project today. I'm so excited to get this all put together. This room is so key to our lifestyle and our family, and I'll explain more of that as we go. Once everything was painted, I just cleaned the windows and the floors, got everything nice and fresh and ready to put the furniture into the room. So I went ahead and hung up this plant hanger. I just had this vision of being able to have a vining plant in this room. I thought it would look so pretty with the planks and just add another cottage feel. I think I'm leaning more towards a kind of Scandinavian cottage style. It's just so pretty and refreshing. And I got these little sticky clasp things. I don't even know exactly what they're called, but they basically help your plant vine wherever you want it to go, on the wall, on the ceiling. And I kind of wanted the vines to go along the edge of this room, and obviously the more this plant grows, the more these vines will extend out, and I can guide them wherever I want them to with those little clips. With this room being so full of sunshine, plants do so well, and I'm able to have my plants grow during the winter time as well as during the spring and summer. So we needed a desk that both my husband and I could share. I found this great desk. I cannot remember if I got it on Wayfair or Amazon. I will definitely leave it linked below though. And I just put some simple desk lamps that we already had on hand, we had used in our other house, and I just added in a few more plants just to kind of bring some greenery and some color to this blank space. Now this table, oh my goodness, do we ever love this table. It is from Ikea, and I think they also have a white version as well. I can't link things from Ikea, but if you go there, you can definitely find this table, and it's very, very heavy. It's very heavy duty. It is solid wood, and as you can see, it easily pops up into a 4-person table, and we can actually turn this table going the other way, so across the room, if we want to set it up to play games and that sort of thing. It also has this incredible storage of these 6 drawers that go into the center of the table. And for us, this table is mostly used for our homeschool purposes and obviously for our daughters to be using. And so I decided to fill it with a lot of the school supplies or craft and art supplies that we use on a regular basis. And I just had everything in this big basket, kind of went through sorting things out. I was also decluttering as I went, got rid of some duplicates of things that we didn't really need, and made sure that there was enough things, like having 3 rulers for each of the girls and just different things that they need for school. Another thing lately, for some reason, we've been hunting for whenever it comes to school is our little dry erase markers to use on a small whiteboard that we use a lot, and a lot of times I'm digging through all that you see here to find those. So giving them their own little jar. And that's another thing I discovered about these drawers is 4 wide mouth pint jars fit perfectly in here, and with some little bit of space on the side for other things, and it works out so well to hold a lot of the smaller arts and crafts supplies that we may need. And I can just kind of stick containers inside of these drawers because of their height to store small things. If you are a homeschool mama or a homeschool family, then you probably understand the struggle of trying to find space for these types of things. They can get out of hand really quickly. So giving myself these smaller confined drawers, I feel like if it doesn't fit in here, then it has to go. So this is the space I'm allowing us for these things. This one drawer I just filled with some odds and ends, and I just used some little sandwich baggies to keep everything in its own area. Okay, I am happy with the amount of stuff we have here. I wanted to quickly mention, in case you noticed it, but this drawer here I actually lined with some contact paper. It's not in here perfectly or anything, but it's just protecting the wood and the drawer, the inside of the drawer, from all of the points of the pencils. That way we can still just throw everything in here, and we don't have to be like super nitpicky about how it goes in. And the drawers will still be nicely protected. So I like how these give me some space to store this stuff, but it's also not excessive. We do have a few things in our closet in the living room, like paper and beads, that are not in here, but this is the bulk of like all of the art and craft supplies. And it's also right here at this table where they will be using most of this stuff, which I love. I feel like we will use it so much more just because it will be in the space where it'll be used. I love how these drawers just slide right in, and they slide really, really well for being completely made out of wood. This is such a well-made table and chairs, and it's so easy and compact. And then I put my big, huge mama monsteria in this corner where she can get all the sun that she wants. So this little drawer set is also from Ikea, and it did come with some metal handles, but I found these really nice wooden handles that kind of reflected the wood color of the school table, and I was able to put them right on here. They were from Amazon. And then if you all remember, a little while ago I took you thrifting with me, and I found this great drawer organizer, and I said that I thought it would fit into our office drawers, and it fits perfectly for all the little odds and ends that float around that need a home. That way we can find things quickly, and we're not digging through a junk drawer full of all kinds of little knickknacks. Then the rest of these drawers just hold personal papers and other business things. If you have been around for a long time, you might have picked up that I have a great love for paper crafting, for planners. I used to do scrapbooking. Now it's more planners and those sorts of things. So I try to limit myself. Obviously, whenever you're passionate about something or you have a hobby, it can get crazy. You can end up with a whole room dedicated to that hobby. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just simply do not have the space for that in this house. So I've limited myself to this cute little cart. I found this on Amazon. They obviously make a lot of 3-tiered carts, but I needed one that was 2-tier that could fit underneath of my desk and just give me a little bit of extra space. So this is pretty much most of my stuff except for my Cricut and Cricut supplies. Those are stored in the closet in our living room, and I'm about to kind of revamp that closet too, but that's for another day. So I'm gonna put everything on this cart. It is really convenient because I can just slide it right in underneath here. The wheels are really nice quality on this, and I can just slide it out here next to me. I'm considering getting one for my husband as well, just because it works so well with this desk setup, just to give us extra storage space. So it has 2 tiers here. It has this pretty print or design on the inside, and then it has these 3 little cups on the outside. This one here just has like chapstick, hand lotion, some headphones, a little lanyard, and some hair ties that my daughter gave me. And then this one here, I have some fun little twinkle lights. Sometimes I like to get in my zone and make a nice cup of coffee and put up some lights or light a candle and do my planning and stuff in that. It's just my little me time thing. And then up here, I've got this guy, and I'm sorry, the sun is just so crazy. Maybe if I set him down in the cart, then you'll be able to see it all. So it sits the other way, but I'll just show you what all is in here. So I've got my highlighters, pens, just everything that I really enjoy and like to use. I kind of need to declutter this a little bit, but whenever it's full like this, everything stands up so nice in here. So not all of these highlighters and things I use all the time, but because they stand up so nice and hold the ones up I use a lot, I'm just gonna leave them all in there right now. But I have lots of other things like die cuts and little tabs, and this is like a reading light that's rechargeable. I love this thing from Amazon. Me and my 3 daughters each have one just because we all like to read, and they're really convenient, especially at night. This side just has some sticker books from a brand I really like, and then my punch to put new planner pages into my planner. And obviously I can pick this up and set it up on my desk, or it just fits very nicely in the end of here, and I'm able to just grab and go. And then on this side, so I've got my caddy here. I like to store kind of the things that I use every day. So this is my current planner, and I'd like to share a bit more planner content. I know that's something that's been requested, and I feel like I finally have found a system that is absolute gold. So maybe at some point I will start doing some of that, but it fits perfectly right in here. So along with that, I like to put the current books I'm reading and my Bible, a few notepads and things like that. Just stuff that I'm using every day. I just don't like having it setting up here on top of my desk. So this gives me a nice little way to hide away the things that I'm always looking for and grabbing for, but it's not taking up the surface space on my desk. So these are just a few other odds and ends. I have a paper cutter. I actually have a larger paper cutter that works with my Cricut, but I wanted a smaller one that would fit in here, and it's just a little bit easier to use, and it fits perfectly along that side. This is just a folder I got at Walmart for a couple of dollars, and it fits in the bottom of here, and I just have vellum and paper and other things like that in here. Next, I can go ahead and put my washi tape away. This container, I looked all over the place for a washi tape container. This is $1 at Walmart. It's a pencil container, and it fits washi tape perfectly. So if you are somebody that likes washi tape and you want an easy storage solution and they can't really move around in there, and again, if I get more than this, I have to get rid of some. This is my max that I'm allowing myself to have, and that fits right down in there. A few other odds and ends. So I am actually learning how to make my own stickers and things, and I do like to buy stickers on Etsy and other places, and so these are just kind of self-made sticker books where I store custom stickers and things like that, and then I also store other inserts in these. They're just the perfect size, and they have the 6 rings in them like my planner does, and these are also from Amazon. I can link them below, but they're just nice for different kinds of storage, and they fit down in there perfectly. Okay, so lastly, I just have a pencil case if I'm gonna be going somewhere, and then this is just some storage devices for my computer and my budget binder, so I can just store all of that right down here, and everything just fits in here perfectly, and I can tuck it all away, and really you cannot tell once the chair is pushed in that all of this is underneath of my desk. It's just hidden and perfect, and it leaves the top of my desk space completely clean. I can pull out what I need, and it's not all cluttered up there. I feel like you all got to see this room in all its glory with the sun shining today, and it's one of the reasons that we spend probably half of our days in this room at least. Obviously, with doing homeschool here and our work area, it just is a really, really important space for us, and I'm so glad that it is finally completed, finally put together. And there's actually quite a bit of walkway, even with the table set up over here. There's still a very large walkway over here. So folding it up just opens the room up even more. Sometimes the girls bring blankets in here if it's like really cold outside, but the sun is shining into this room. It's just our little oasis in the winter months. We live in central Pennsylvania. Right now, if you can kind of take a look outside, it's a little bit brown and crispy. It's just, there's nothing green and lush this time of year. So having a space that we can still get that sunshine on our faces is just so, so wonderful. And then of course in the spring, we can open these windows up and it is almost like another porch, which we have no lack of. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that we've got 2 screened-in porches and a deck. So this is just an addition to all of that, but of course is inside and well heated and just so, so enjoyable. And it's also a space where even if my husband and I are working over here, the girls can be over here doing a puzzle. We listen to a lot of audiobooks, and also if you're familiar with Adventures in Odyssey, I grew up listening to that. We listen to that all the time, and we're always doing crafting things and stuff like that. Recently, we've been into Monopoly, so this table actually works out well. If we pull those chairs over here, the whole family can sit around it and play games. And I just want to leave this floor space open for that, to be able to just have this as such a flexible area. And over here, my mama monstera, that's what I've started calling this, because I've actually been able to propagate a couple of plants off of this for my mom in Florida. And I'm sure that monstera is so much happier than this one stuck up here in central Pennsylvania. But I've also propagated some for my neighbor as well, and she is just huge. And I really think it's because of this room. This is such a great time for you all to see all the sunshine she gets, even in the winter time. And I do have a nice trellis back there in case you're new to having a monstera or you're wanting to get one. Monsteras are actually a really, really massive, I'll back up this way, probably see my shadow, but a massive vine that is obviously native to like the jungle. And it even has these really big long things that hang off of it, and they wrap around trees in the forest and the jungle. And so if you give it a little bit of something to hang on to or tie it to something, it will thrive and be so happy. And so this is one that I've kept. I did go through a phase because we've been in this house almost a year now, but I did go through a phase where I had some shelving units in here and I had a lot of plants. And to be honest, even plants or too many plants can feel very cluttered after a while. So I just got it down to the ones that I really, really love, and just like in this space, and just like this fiddle over here, and she's pretty happy here too. I noticed that somehow either one of my nieces or nephews, or maybe the dog, and I know dogs are not supposed to chew on these plants, but sometimes it happens, and so far our dog has never gotten sick. But it looks like somebody got into the leaves on the bottom of that and need to be pulled off. And then I was debating on putting another hanging plant up here, but because of the growth of this plant, and this is actually 2 plants put together into one pot, and you can just keep propagating and keep propagating this thing. I really just think it's going to grow and thrive, especially being able to climb like this. And I just think it would be so gorgeous if it would crawl, you know, out to this side and then of course up this way. I feel like this room brings such a cottage feel to our house, and so adding a vining plant makes it feel even more that way. And so I just think that This room is so special and I love it so much. So if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. I'm sure I may get some comments thinking that it's just too white or too bland, but I am not completely done with this room. It's just a nice blank slate for me now. I was telling my husband that maybe up here we could do like a world atlas, something like that, with this being our school area. But for the moment, I'm enjoying just the fresh newness of this, and I know that we are going to make such a good use of this space. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Proven. I've been loving their skincare, and I will see you all in my next video.